So one thing that often comes up when I'm working with neurotypical women in a relationship with a man on the autism spectrum, or vice versa, is she will say, I try to talk to him and he doesn't get it. I keep going over the same thing again and again and again. He doesn't get it. I keep trying to tell him what the problem is and what he can do to help alleviate the problem. He still doesn't get it. And so with this business of problem solving, what you're running into, if you're not getting the problem resolved, is you guys aren't agreeing on what the problem is. I run into this every time, as in 100%. She will go, when she's talking to him, well, the problem is this. And he'll go, no, that's not the problem. The real problem is that. And she will go, what? Are we on the same planet? No. This is the problem. I'm telling you, that's the problem. And he goes, no, that is not the problem. You're wrong. This is the problem. So you see where this gets nowhere, because the two of you can't even agree on what the freaking problem is to begin with. So the first step in problem solving, which doesn't even get to the desired result, because you have to first establish some kind of a bond or some kind of a trust that we are going to just worry about identifying the problem. Let's don't worry about solving it just yet. Let's just see if we can identify it. So that would be the first step. Now, I understand in some cases the two of you are just going to disagree what the problem is, and that's fine as long as you agree that you're going to disagree on what the problem is, but we still have found the problem. It's just now the problem is 1A and 1B. So it's still, in a sense, just one problem. It's just a two-pronged problem. So anyway, this is the deal that I run into is you guys are first going to have to somewhat agree on what the problem is, and then move from there. But if you say the problem is A, and he goes, no, the problem is B, and you try to compromise, negotiate, have a meeting of the minds based on two versions of the problem, most often that's going to be a fail, because he's going to want to resolve problem B while you're trying to resolve problem A, and since the two of you aren't working together, the rest is history. The problem doesn't get solved. Hey guys, this is Mark, and if you're in a neurodiverse marriage, you have probably noticed that you have a hard time resolving conflict, and the problems pile up in the closet, and they've been piling up for how long? Several years, decades. And so the reason that you're having a hard time resolving some of these marital issues are as follows. I have discovered in years of counseling couples that the main reason you don't resolve problems is because you try to fight too many problems at once. How's that been working for you? You haven't even been able to resolve one problem, let alone 3 or 4 at one time. Come on now. So the first order of business here to get you started on resolving conflict is for the two of you to sit down and pick a problem and try to address that one only. Which brings me to my second point. The two of you need to treat these conflict resolution moments as a business meeting. So that's point number 2. You're going to have a business meeting. You're going to treat one another the same way you would a coworker at work. You're going to then come up with one problem that the two of you agree is one of the top 3 problems. That's 3 things now, people. Pay attention. Just create a business meeting. The two of you are going to agree on a problem that lies in the top 3, and you're only going to work on that one problem for now. The other thing that gets in the way is the two of you will tend to want to try to resolve a problem when you're already mad. Dumb idea. That's point number 4. Only have this business meeting where you're addressing one problem that the two of you agreed is in the top 3 of all the problems. You're only going to discuss this when you're calm. Now we have 4 points now. Are you paying attention? The 5th point. We said we're going to conduct this like a business meeting. There's this thing called taking notes. You want to write this stuff down, because you won't remember what you said next week. and somebody's going to say, no, I didn't say that, or no, we didn't agree to that, or when did we talk about that part? Write it down so that when one party says, no, I didn't say that, or we didn't talk about that, you go to the notes of the meeting, you look and you go, see, yeah, we did talk about that, we did say this, we said exactly this, and we wrote it down, and you agreed to such and such. Write it down. You need proof, you need accountability, you need something that will help you to remember what the hell you said. Now, I understand this isn't a problem-solving strategy in and of itself, but at least it begins the process. If you can't even begin the process, then you're getting nowhere fast. So let me recap. Pay attention. You're going to make a business meeting. You're going to take notes. The two of you are going to agree on what the main problem, or at least one of the top 3 main problems, are. And you're only going to deal with that one. You know, the family is a business in a sense. You're, in many cases, if not most cases, you're raising children. You're trying to keep a household. You're paying bills. You're maintaining property and vehicles. It's a business in the fullest sense of the term, if you think about it. And so when you're trying to resolve marital issues, and the two of you are partners in this business, you have to treat it like a business. And people in the business meeting don't go into the meeting talking about how they feel about things. They don't go in expressing anger, resentment. They don't go in throwing blame. They try to be politically correct. They try to be open to compromise. They try not to offend anybody because they want their points to be well taken and they want their goals to be accepted. And so they present their case very tactfully, as should you. Now, if you will do these things, I can promise you at least the two of you can get to the table and start discussing some things. So, quick message to all the autistic spouses out there who want to have a better relationship with their, in this case, neurotypical spouse. What do you have to do before you can have a better relationship with your neurotypical spouse? You have to reduce your anxiety, because your anxiety gets in the way on so many different levels. If you watched any of my other YouTube videos, anxiety is almost always at the core of your relationship difficulties with your NT wife in this example. So, you have to reduce your anxiety. What do you have to do before you can reduce your anxiety? You have to relax. What do you have to do before you can relax? You're going to have to slow down, cognitively and physically. You have to slow your mind down. You got to slow your body down. Literally slow it down. What are you going to have to do before you can slow your mind down? You're going to have to focus on breathing several times a day. You're going to have to be a deliberate thinker. I'm just going to sit here for a while and focus on my breath. In breath, out breath. What do you got to do before you can slow your body down? You're going to have to move slowly. You're going to have to move slowly. Get up from your chair slowly. Sit down slowly. Walk slowly. Drive slowly. Talk more slowly. Pretend like you're a 95-year-old man or woman. Slow down, buddy. Slow it down. What's your rush to get to the finish line? Which is death. And if you have ASD level 1, you know your average lifespan is about 54. Don't race to the finish line. The more you slow down, the further the finish line is from your current location. The more you slow down, the further away the finish line. The more you physically slow down and slow your mind down through breath work, the more you relax. And the more you relax, the more you reduce your anxiety. And the more you reduce your anxiety, the more you're in a better position to have quality time, quality relationships. Reverse engineer this thing, okay? Hey guys, this is Mark. Click on the join button underneath any of my videos, then click on members only videos, and then click on join. And for $9.99 a month, you'll have access to members only videos, which are excerpts from previous workshops I've conducted for NT partners, ASD partners, and the neurodiverse couple. New videos will be uploaded weekly. Would you like to schedule a one-on-one Zoom call? Okay, it's so simple. Just look under any of my videos in the description area. Click on this Calendar link. Now you see my calendar. Pick your month, your day, anytime that's available. Enter your name and email address. Then you'll get a follow-up email with the Zoom link on the day and time that you picked. And voila, we will talk.